Alright, hello. I know I said I wouldn't be making any more videos, yeah? However, this is it's a special case because I think I've had a revelation from God, and I guess He wants me to share it. So here it is. Yeah, it's just a shame, barely anyone will actually watch the video. I guess that's a shame, but yeah. Anyway, so the geoengineers, right? What they've really been doing all this time is taunting us. Okay, that's why all the chemtrailing activity has been, it's been so in your face, blatant as it can be. Especially dumping the bulk of it in front of the sun's, the sun's course. Okay, that's the bait that they want you to take the bait. They want you to think they are reflecting away the sun's rays off into space. Yeah. Which coincidentally doesn't exist. Not not as how the majority have been led to think of it anyway. If you know what I mean. Okay. They like this this approach that they're taking. Okay, because it's safe for them. All right. Not only does it sort of invoke anger, all right, in people like me and the other people trying to raise awareness because of the blatant way it's done and their callous disregard of our intelligence by just saying it's not happening. Okay, that basically angers us, it inflames us, and then when that happens and we are reacting emotionally and we're not thinking logically anymore, and then they've got us on the path that they want, then you see, to take us down the wrong path to the wrong conclusion. Right, now listen, all right. And the other reason is, they like this approach also because they've got their supporters too. There's loads of people out there. They hate the sun and they hate the summer heat, and they're not stupid. They know geoengineering is going on. But they're, on the other hand, they're enjoying the fact that they think geoengineering is being done for their benefit to make it cold and wet. Okay, in their minds. Okay, so by that way, it makes people like us angry, and it makes the other kind of people, it makes them happy. So then there's no combined resistance to them. Then you see, all right. Let's talk about it. Okay. All right. Today, for example, right. So horrendous, heavy. Very, very heavy chemtrail spray day. Okay, they turned the sky silvery white. It was that bad. All right, just all morning, full-on chemtrail fleets out there. I don't know, 20 planes in the local area. Yeah, just spraying non-stop. Until about 3 p.m. where it died down, and then it seemed past 3 p.m. it looked like only the passenger airlines were dumping their poisons. Yeah. Yet, however, despite the silvery white, chemmed out skies, today, the sky was chemmed the fuck out, right? It was fucked. Yeah, but despite that, today, it was hotter than the previous 3 days in my area, right? That were actually, pretty much chemtrail free, and they were actually blue skied. Clear blue skies, as clear as they get. Yeah, but those are 3 days. They weren't overwhelmingly hot, not like today, which was the chemtrail day. All right, that should tell you something right there. Okay, that's a major clue. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. As I say, God revealed this to me. Okay. As it all just sort of snapped into place in my head. Yeah, without me even thinking of the subject, right? Because I've actually been trying to avoid stressing myself out with all this. It's become like a negative obsession, and so this probably will be my last video because I don't think there's anything else. But this is important. Okay, now listen here. Okay, Yeah, here comes the important part. Okay, I've got to try and put it together quickly now. I'll try and do it as quickly as I can. Right, Greenland, right now, it's frozen over, okay? It should be thawed out right now, in the Arctic 24-hour summer sun. You've got all the migratory animals, especially birds that go up there, don't they, for the Arctic summer to breed, because it's got food, it's got everything, it's bloom, it's got like a life bloom there in the Arctic summer. Okay, instead, all these animals, they've arrived, out of energy through the journey, and they've arrived to a block of ice. These animals are, well, I'd expect they're all dead now, and they're ice cubes themselves. Okay, because Greenland didn't thaw. It's actually frozen up there. There's nothing up there anymore. It's I guess it's flash frozen. Listen to me. Furthermore, right? The Hudson Bay. The top of Canada. It's getting loads of ice still. Loads of icebergs, and it's freezing over still. Okay. And they're requiring icebreakers, right, to break up the ice to get the boats in and out. All right, and by this time in summer, this far deep into summer, there shouldn't be any ice. It's normally all thawed out. Okay, so there you go. That's another location. That's proof. Okay, I'm guessing this ice, that's rolled in into the Hudson Bay. It's from areas free of human habitation, and by that, right, here's what comes with it. All the areas where they're putting up, the 5G and the microwave coverage, right? That's all for human habitation areas, right? I mean, maybe they don't care if one person lives out in the wilderness. They're probably flash frozen and dead now, right? Okay, so they've got all. That's why it's so important. That's why they're rolling out the 5G. All right, that's why they've got all these arrays built all over the world now. Yeah, set up around the whole world. That's why it's so important, because we would be in an ice age now, a permanent ice age, I should say. Right, these arrays are actually being used to heat up our environment. Okay, listen. With the aid of the nanoparticulates that they dump on us, along with all the other nasties, that's not the only thing. Okay, by this chemtrail activity, okay, there. So there you go. It racks together, microwaves the particulate, excites it, and heats up our environment. So there you have it. I've connected the two together. The arrays, the 5G coverage, and how it goes together with the all the chemtrailing, right? The weather warfare aspect, right? That's just another aspect that I'm not going to go into. Obviously, it's another application. Okay. All right. This brings us now to it brings us, of course, to the purpose of the sun simulator, right? Okay. We know it. We know this isn't our sun, right? It's there, okay, so that the general population do not fall into a panic, okay? That's why we're all being kept in the dark, because it's over. We're already dead. We're on life support. Our sun's disappearing. This geoengineering, this artificial, basically sun and heat, it's not sustainable. We're dead. We're all ice cubes. Okay, now listen, all right. What am I going to say? Yeah, about the panic. They don't want people to panic. They want people to see it's business as usual. There's the artificial sun obscures our real sun, which is it must be rapidly shrinking. Right? It's okay. It's not a ball of fire. By the way, also that's 93 million miles away. No. Okay, it's a transformer of some kind, it's converting plasma into heat and light for us, somehow I don't know how, it's projected instantly, right, into our little environment here on Earth, of course under the firmament, and that's what God made. That's, Satan can't, he can't replicate it, his version is a load of rubbish. he needs us sprayed with particulate, day in and day out. He can't do what God did. He can't compare. Satan can't compare to Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ. Sorry, he can't do it. All right. Okay. Right. Lucifer's, or he's the same one as Satan, right? His false light, however, yeah, it's an array, right, of high-powered lamps. I think mostly ultraviolet lamps. Okay, this is why people, right, in winter, even on the rare clear days, even when it's cold, right, they've been getting sunburnt by the so-called winter sun. So that's yet another reason they, I guess, chem dump directly in the sun's path, because Lucifer's false light is burning people, giving them skin cancer. The UV's too much. And it sort of takes me back to, was it Space Odyssey 2001? Remember, they made another sun. Satan. That's a mockery. That movie is a mockery. Satan, it's just he's telegraphing it. He's telegraphing what's actually going to happen to us. Why would we need a new sun? Because the other one's gone. That's why. That's Satan's false light. See, they mock us by telling us what's truth, and of course they have us so brainwashed. They can tell us the truth and what's going to happen to us. They can tell us they're gonna lie and murder us, and that send us to hell. And they laugh because they know most of us won't believe it, and because they'll go, ha ha, you believe in stupid things. But they're telling the truth. They're mocking us. Okay. Right. So what I'm trying to say is, right, the period we have left to come to God and Jesus is drawing short. We're almost out of time. Okay? With God forsaking, the remnants that reject God, because we're all the remnants, by the way. We're the remnants of giants, and then before that, titans, and then before that, dragons. Okay? And we're like the worms. The wormwood thing happened a while ago. We're the worms that came out the giant. That's humans. Okay, yeah, so with God forsaking the remnants that rejected him and his son Jesus Christ and what he did for us on earth, giving us a way out of the clutches of Satan and hell, right? They'll be given right over to Satan because that's their choice. They're making it. God doesn't send people to hell; they send them themselves, right? For the rest of the time, yeah, and they'll be dragged down to hell after Earth freezes over or after hell freezes over. And the world, after the world goes up in flames, it'll go up in flames first. Because remember, it says that it'll go up in flames first. All right. I believe, those of us that we don't love the world, okay, and we accept God and Jesus into our heart, right. We will be raptured, right before it really gets bad, all right. When the falling away happens and people they realize they're fucked. Okay, the mass majority of people are going to realize they're fucked at some point. The world's just going to fall into chaos after that. It's going to be awful. Okay, and after this time, the real sun will be gone. Okay, after we've been raptured up, and then Earth goes to hell. After this time, the real sun will be gone. Yes, and it'll only be Lucifer's false light. All right, Satan's then he's going to foreclose, right, on the fruit of the earth, okay, which is, is us. It's who God gave some of his life to animate his creation, okay, and sadly some of the creation which no good. It's Satan's going to get you. I'm sorry. All right, he's going to come and get you. All right, all the lost souls, all right, that fell for all the bullshit, like. How we're on a ball planet in a like a massive material universe that just happened through a big bang, for no reason, and that it's got nothing to do with God. They all believe this nonsense. Also, like what else? Not all the things NASA says. All the high priests, they believe in astronauts going into space and the space station and the moon. They believe in evolution because evolution and aliens, evolution and aliens, and basically there's no God if you believe in that. And all the rest of Satan's crap, right? So if that's, you're basically making a choice. You follow the doctrine of devils, you're not going to come to God, and you're going to love this world instead, and that's your choice. As I say, God doesn't send anyone to hell. Okay. All right, Satan and all his devils, they're not our benefactors, all right? They all right. All the people they say they're Satanists and they hate God or the real God. look, Satan, they're not going to keep the remaining people on Earth. They're not going to keep you comfy. Okay, it's not their purpose to keep you like all warm, yeah, and having a daytime and a nighttime and fed and watered and every all the other pleasures you love on Earth, enjoy so much and take for granted. It's all provided to you by Satan at a cost. He's spending a lot to entertain you, to get finally what he wants from you. Okay, he's spending a lot of energy to get what really matters, which is your eternal spirit. And he's gonna have it when the time is truly up. Yeah. And they know there's no hope now for the remaining who never came to God, right? They're going to use the sun simulator, which they're using right now, and all the chemtrail, all the apparatus to fool us at the moment. All the arrays, 5G network. They're going to use it. They're going to turn, instead of they're not going to keep you here, like a pet. They're going to turn it on you and crank it up and burn you all up. Yeah, they're cranking that machine all the way up to melt steel beams. Yeah, no need for jet fuel. Yeah, as if that could happen. And after everyone and the Earth is burnt up, yeah, the false sun, the arrays, all gone. Yeah, as the Earth is now hell realm, but given over to Satan. Yeah. After that, right, hell will truly freeze over, right? After it's been burnt, okay, the Earth will hit absolute zero, right? The material worlds without God's grace are dead, right? As there is no life without God. And then the spirits of all the fallen will be dragged down into hell, into some other some spiritual dimension, and just be tortured for all eternity. This, my friends, this is the real reason for geoengineering. It's a charade. It's not to save the Earth at all. After all, it's all been done to forestall your only ticket out of here, which is God and Jesus Christ. Right? And I fear it's already too late. Because actually coming to God takes a change of heart. And I believe that takes time, and then you need time to sort of prove that that's genuine. You can't just flip-flop back. You can't say, you've got to prove it with some time as well. So it's probably too late for. Yeah, I don't know. I hope it isn't. So anyway, I hope it's possible some people can have a change of heart before it's all over. Yeah, and if you're still unconvinced, all right, from what I've said, okay, and now back to some logic here, right? Okay, then if it's all this geoengineering is to cool the Earth, why do they spray all year round, and they spray just as heavily in the middle of winter as they do in the middle of summer? You see, all right, there's a light bulb turning on. Okay, why are there crazy temperature swings? Why there's flooding, earthquakes, and volcanoes reactivating, right? As we have this all in operation, right? Okay, our winter this year lasted until almost to the end of April, okay? Right, whereby I think they realized, all the Satan's devils, they realized it's time for a season change, right? I think they were having a bit too much fun, basically freezing all the homeless people to death. Okay, there was a lot of homeless being made, right? Been kicked out in the streets an awful lot. Right as it turned to December. Okay, and I guess loads died, but you won't hear about that in the news. And you'll never hear about that. Because the ones who died, they had no one to turn to. So then they died, and then they're not missed, and their bodies are just taken away. Right, okay, and then later in April, right at the end of April, we had a 2-day heat wave. Out of nowhere, okay, from cold temperatures the day before to where it was threatening to go back to winter. In fact, I was actually thought it might go back to winter, and it's suddenly the 2-day heat wave at the end of April, it was hotter than even the summer days occurring right now. Yeah, this in our summer months now. It was actually hotter than than now, if you can believe that. So they cranked up their frequencies a little too high, you know, in response to, you know, it almost bloody freezing and going to winter again when it should be spring. So that, and then they cranked it back down, and just as quickly as the 2-day heat wave appeared, it was gone, and then after that, it was like it was emerging out of winter going into spring. So you can see they're just having a fucking laugh. They're just tinkering with this. They don't give a fuck, and people too dumb to notice. And I don't even want to talk about all the local weather teams. Those dumb motherfuckers. Yeah, the look on their faces are they're just reading off a script. I don't think none of them are. All they say weathermen. I don't think any of them are real meteorologists. They're just reading what's given to them. It's just fed to them. They read it, but they pretend they're all smart, you know. And they look all, you know. Okay, I don't want to talk about that. It's too negative, right? If our real sun, okay, if our real sun is shrinking and dimming, which it is. Right, it would make sense, right, that the fallen watchers or fallen angels, yeah, otherwise known as the luminaries called the planets, yeah, that's what our planets actually are. They're luminaries, right? I think that it's basically like a star, and they've broken out of it. They're the fallen stars. Okay, they're seemingly much brighter now. Okay, a lot of people, even I've noticed, right? They're visible and easily identifiable by the naked eye, yes. At night, if it's night in a clear sky, you can just easily see what's known as the planets, right? Okay, it's all making sense, right? Especially if you understand that the moon, planets, and and the stars, right? All the luminaries, they give off their own light, okay? All of them, the moon and the planets. Okay, that's not reflected off by the sun. That's not the sun's light being reflected off. It was bullshit. Okay, so as the greater floodlight, our sun, as that's diminishing, the light of the sun, yeah, the planet's lights aren't so drowned out by the floodlight now. You see, is that making sense? That's why they're much more visible now. Our real sun is disappearing. Okay, so I want to keep this video short, right? Because no one likes a long video. So I'm just going to end it here. All right, good night. I hope all I said made sense. Thanks for watching.